Welcome back to another episode of Two Peas Out the Pod with Johnny and Shay.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So today we are going to talk about The Conjuring, Last Rites. It just came out yesterday, September 5th. And we have a top secret dossier. So we are going to unseal page 13 of that dossier to give you a little insider knowledge on what could be coming next in the franchise.
So this is top secret.
Yeah, top secret.
It's the 13th, you said?
Page 13.
Page 13. I feel as though page 13 has something to do with Jason Voorhees because he's from Friday the 13th.
Yeah, possibly.
So that's all I got to say.
So we're going to open a declassified Conjuring case log stamped Last Rites. Inside it, the Warrens' final case, the true file that inspired the new movie, and the receipts for how this universe took over horror. We will talk about $2.2 billion, guys. But one page is still sealed, page 13. Stay to the end for the bonus content. We'll crack that page open and we'll expose 5 Warren files almost no one covers. And we'll name the one that we think should be the next spinoff movie.
But I will say this, that I do have my take of a content for you guys.
Yeah.
So I will be
You
sure.
can tell them what it's about, what order to watch the movies in. So the final case is out now, The Conjuring Last Rites, which opened yesterday, September 5th, 2025. It is rated R, 135 minutes, directed by Michael Chavez, produced by James Wan and Peter Safran, and written by Ian Goldberg and Richard Nang, with David Leslie Johnson McGoldrick, Vera Farmig, and Patrick Wilson. They return as Lorraine and Ed Warren, joined by Mia Tomlinson, Ben Hardy, and Steve Coulter.
That's a great cast. Sounds like an all-star cast right there. I love the cast, man.
The Smurl family haunting, a mid-1980s Pennsylvania case that put the Warrens between desperate parish families and loud public skepticism. Think Legacy on Trial. That's kind of what the new film is about. We are also not going to have any spoilers in here, guys. So, don't worry. We're not going to ruin the new movie for you or anything.
Listen, yeah, we're not going to do that because we're not those type of people. We want you to we still enjoy cinema, especially since the whole COVID situation. People should still go out there and go out for cinema and also go out to open mics, man. Go watch an open mic with some friends and family and support those arts, man. I know I do. I'm out there struggling and trying to get out there myself. So,
yeah.
At the same time, plus we just want to be straight up and transparent with you guys. We ain't trying to want you to go out and go see that movie or, wait for it to hit on a streaming service and just put on your watch list.
So we're going to go over the receipts, guys. This franchise mega buster, Conjuring, $2.2 billion.
So one would say they conjured that amount.
They somehow did. So this all started in 2013 when they made The Conjuring. And that one, they spent $20 million on it, and they made $320 million off of it.
Damn, they made they were balling.
And that one was about the Perrin farmhouse in Rhode Island, 1971. It introduced Ed and Lorraine. The second one was Annabelle, 2014. So guys, these are kind of in order of how you should, kind of think about the timeline of when the movies came out, right? This isn't necessarily the order that you should watch the films in. This is just basically chronological order of when these movies came out.
And don't worry, guys, I will give you the content, which will give you the more oh, okay, that's how John meant to watch the movies. Yeah, that's the right way of watching it.
They spent a very measly $6.5 million on that one, and I made $257 million, so not too bad. That one was about a cursed doll that proved the universal model.
Oh, yes, when you go to Goodwill and you buy an item,
it might be cursed.
It may be cursed. So yeah, just give it. Yeah, hey man, people freaking. When I say that to people are like, "Oh, John, you're being very superstitious." Yeah, I can't say super. Oh, I can say actually. Oh my God, am I getting possessed by a white guy?
What?
I don't know.
The next one was The Conjuring 2 in 2016. That one they spent a little more, $40 million. And they made $321 million. That film was in London, 1977, around the Enfield poltergeist situation, and it was the Creeping Signs of Valak.
Oh yeah, the demon. Yeah, that was one of the demons.
Yep.
Sweet.
And then the next year in 2017, they made Annabelle Creation, and they spent $15 million. That one made $307 million, and that was the prequel that expands the doll's origin story and the orphanage tragedy.
Speaking about orphan, yeah, we forgot to put her on the orphanage. God damn it! I knew somebody I forgot on there. Man, make sure you guys watch that episode about the orphanage. Why can't
Superheroes,
why
why
yo
orphans are
n-
superheroes.
seriously, like, hey, to be honest, whenever we thought of that episode had a reason. I was thinking, yo, where are all the orphanages? Where have they been? Then I we talked about where they went, and
And then the Nun 2018, they spent 22 million and made 366 million. That was a Valak's backstory in post-war Romania. And then next one, The Curse of La Llorona, which if you talk to some people, they do not claim this movie as a part of the Conjuring
but it is,
franchise.
man. It
It is. It has
reeks.
Michael Chavez, but there were some people that were not included in the making of the film, and because it didn't do as well, they're just like, "That's the
Listen,
redheaded stepchild. We're just gonna leave that one out there," but
yeah,
it is
man.
technically a part of the franchise.
That's just stop the cap, dog. Just stop right there, man. Just say that it is, because any big horror buff that has like like, I'm looking at the wall collection of horror. Yeah, they would put all those in order of how you're supposed to watch them, and that's going to be in that collection. So just stop, man. A spade is a spade, regardless. Pardon me on that one.
Jeez. So that one they spent $9 million and they made 123 million. So still really good. It was about folk horror folded into the priest network. And because we've been doing this for a while now, we did find out that big movies have to triple their budget in order to make money. So that one was like did very well for them. Yeah, that was like a 10 times, 11
That's
times.
just how it is, man. They got to make that money, man.
But they made a lot. So I don't know why they're like, oh, we don't want to claim that movie. It didn't do as well. The next one was 2019 as well. Annabelle Comes Home. That one,
Yeah.
they spent $32 million on, and they made 230 million. And that was one night in the artifact room, and Judy steps forward.
Man, that was a pretty good one.
And then the next one was a couple years later, 2021. The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. That one they spent $40 million on, and they made 206 million. And that was the Arnie Johnson trial of 1981, demonic defense in court.
Again, not related to me. All
Yeah.
right.
And then number 9 was The Nun 2 in 2023. So a couple years later, they spent 38 million and made 270 million. And that one was Sister Irene versus Valak round 2. Yep.
So that's Irene is related to what's her name? I think they're like sisters or family member. Cause I remember
Yeah,
that
Sister Irene.
yeah, and she's related to the Warren's yeah, wife or whatever. Yeah, so yeah, because I remember reading up and hearing about that. So I was like, oh, well, that makes sense that they're gonna be together and sharing a screen in this not last one, because it's Hollywood. What the hell are we kidding? They're gonna milk it
They're going
for
to make
everything.
10 more.
They're gonna make 10 more,
If you
dude.
had a proven
Beyond
model,
yo, the beyond
listen
yo,
here,
no,
listen,
no, no,
listen.
no,
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 you
no,
always tell me, listen,
no.
Linda.
Okay,
You
no,
listen up.
okay, all right, go ahead.
If you had a proven model to take $30 million, if you had $30 million, and to turn it into $300 million, basically every time, would you just keep making this?
No, no, I would. No, by all means, I
And why
would
wouldn't
do.
you just keep doing that?
No, but I mean, listen. But what I was trying to get at, it was yeah, I would obviously go down that path like you said, but at the same time, I mean, let's not keep on making the film like it's NBA 2K each year. You're just
Well,
gonna
like
come.
Fast and Furious did that too. Remember we looked at their numbers and it was out
Yeah,
of control like that.
okay, but then
And
there's
they just kept making them because it was pumping out 300, 400 million dollars.
all right, but
I'm just saying.
at the same time, I mean, it's like they're like kind of repeating the Colonel's recipe all
No,
over
yeah,
again,
but it just keeps working because people are like, "Oh, I want to see the next one."
and that's what kind of scares me, man.
So,
Like,
guys, a pattern, of course, spend 15 to 40 million dollars and either 5x to 15x returns. The audience buys the case file vibe. So, just keep it going, guys. Keep making them.
just keep on cranking them things, man. All I'm gonna say is that look at the Final Destination movies; they got like a crap load.
Yeah.
We did Scream, crap load.
And Fast and Furious, we're not going to do one, but we did look at their
Yeah,
revenue, and
no,
it's a crazy.
yeah, I'm not gonna do Fast and Furious.
You guys should look
I
at
will
that one.
leave that to my car enthusiasts for that one, but
Yeah.
no, I'm not gonna touch that. I will say I will give our R.I.P. Paul Walker. I will give my flowers to Vin Diesel, and the team and cast of the Fast and Furious
Yeah.
franchise. But that's pretty much where I'm gonna stay at that point right there.
So, guys, we're going to break for social media hit list. So, while he pulls that up, just letting you know that after the social media hit list, we're going to dive right into the files. So, we're going to talk about the origin story of how the Warrens began. We're going to talk about the lore map, the rules of evil, the canon timeline to just give you, a bit of backstory of how we arrive at Last Rites. And then we're going to dive into the artifact room. What is it, how it works, and why it matters. And then we're going to talk about why these movies stick and why they work. And then we're going to talk about the Warrens' marriage and partnership and a little dive into that. And then,
All I'm gonna say is about their marriage. I thank God that they're uh they're not gonna be like how this gentleman in Canada felt.
hold on, I'm not ready yet. And then we're going to go into the PR war. So a little bit on that. And then the Easter eggs and cross threads between the movies. And then, guys, of course, we're going to do a little skiff onto the new movie to just talk about that without any spoilers, and then bonus content. So yes, so like Johnny said, this little guy was found in a dumpster, and the guy that found him happened to end up being his father. So that's called fate, I think you would call it.
Or maybe a one night
Yeah,
stand that
probably, but I'm just saying it's
oh,
probably
okay,
like
I was
fate.
just about to say a one night stand that went bad and
Oh,
she tried calling him and the only way that she can reach out is by doing something that drastic. I mean,
we don't know the backstory, guys. We're just saying.
I yeah okay yeah wait
All we
what's the
know is
no,
it's
no
so
okay
cute that this
wait
little
okay if I
little baby
remember from
found.
my YouTube terms allegedly
Yeah,
that's the word
allegedly.
allegedly
No, but no, it's just a good story, even if that's how it ended up doing it. So I don't know, it's just a good story there.
right.
Second one, not so good. Second one is the other end of the coin for this. So we have a little 6 month old that just turned 6 month old yesterday, guys, named Julius, and so that's why these two really hit home for me. But this lady decided to, not an adoption or anything, but she actually set up with a family to buy her child from her for $75,000 when she gave birth.
Damn, that's pretty. I would never in a million years do that, but
So basically, when you give birth to a baby boy, but you bring home $75,000 instead of your child.
she had a payday. But I like how the adoption people, the dudes, just high fiving her. So
But
that's
anyways, guys, that's just sad. I mean, whatever. Probably the baby will have a better life now. Okay, so this one I thought was funny because we did a video about orange juice prices. If you guys would go check that one out.
hell yeah, man.
So this guy went to the store, came back home, and bought orange juice. And somehow his wife asked how much the orange juice cost. He said $5. She got upset, and she said that's way too much to pay for orange juice. So she said, "Take it back, get your money back." So he went back to the store, of course, because happy wife, happy life. Went back to the store,
Facts.
took this orange juice bag, and then got his money back. And instead of bringing it home, he said, "Well, let me just go ahead and buy a lottery ticket because that's just how the day is going."
And that right there is, yeah, I heard that when he bought when he got that ticket, he actually broke off 5 mil to her and then divorced her.
You don't know that. That's a lie. He doesn't know that, guys. He's just
Oh man,
saying.
I'm just saying.
So anyway, he won
Yo,
$315 million on a lottery ticket that he
yeah,
got.
but I heard he then went for a 27-year-old after he gave his wife that 5 million.
That's so sad that's how our world works. If that is how you think,
No, but I mean
so that means if
that's
we get rich, you're gonna leave me for a
oh my
younger model.
God, Shay. See how like she's just like, oh, let me just make it real now. Like I'm just making a little joke here, bud.
Anyways, next, guys, next. We have four today. Isn't that cool? Usually we only have two. So, guys, this guy's out here hustling in the streets. That's all I have to say
And
about
I'm trying to hustle with these
it.
jokes on here, and you just like, oh,
It's a joke back, too.
I know.
But, guys, if you are enjoying the content, please feel free to subscribe because we're out here hustling these streets also. But But this guy is cracking me up. So instead of putting the toy in the Happy Meal, he decided to go ahead and throw his mixtape in there. I don't know what he thought. Maybe the kid was going to listen to the mixtape or give it to the parents. The parents would be like, "Where you get this at?" Then they were going to put it on and start listening
That's how
to
you
it.
do it, man.
I'm not really sure how that was going to work out for him.
Nah, man, you just get your mixtape, dog. I'm like, yo, man, hey,
His name is Yala. If you guys want to give him a follow on whatever social media he's on, he's out of New York. So yeah,
big
he's out
ups.
here hustling those streets, guys.
Hey, man, we're trying to hustle on these videos. So you see us peddling these videos.
We're out
Once
here
you,
hustling on the podcast streets. He's out there hustling on the McDonald's Happy Meal
hell
streets.
yeah, man. But like I said, man, if you like, why not subscribe at the same time and hit that notification so that you get the next
Yeah.
hot video that we're about to drop on you guys.
So, guys, we're gonna go ahead and dive into the files, like I mentioned. And first one, we're gonna talk about the origin story a little bit, how the Warrens began. Johnny really wanted to have this in here.
I believe they began by, hey girl, how you doing? I see you coming over here to watch the Mass Zorro right now. Oh,
Wow.
I am. I'm coming with my girlfriends. Oh, okay. You know I'm the ticket boy. I was like, oh, and he was like, all right. And then they went on a date, and then they kissed underneath a gazebo.
Well,
That's all I know about them.
you don't know that. So before headlines and glass cases, there were two New England kids, guys, who thought strange houses were worth knocking on. Ed, a World War II Navy vet, and I was a Navy veteran, so big ups to that, turned self-taught demonologist. He painted portraits of allegedly haunted homes to meet owners and hear their stories. Lorraine, a clairvoyant, treated visions like weather. She noted it, logged it, and didn't perform it. In 1952, they founded the New England Society for Psychic Research, NESPR, took calls from clergy and families at their kitchen table, and slowly built the Monroe Occult Museum,
Damn.
including the now famous Annabelle doll. The method never changed. Name the thing, help the family, file the case. The legend starts small, notebooks, gas money, and trust. And then here we are, obviously, however many movies later with all these different files.
Like we got 10 movies.
Yep. And that takes us to File G, guys, the lore map, rules of evil. So the universe runs on a three-stage engine: infestation, small disturbances, noises, and smells; oppression, targeted psychological and physical attacks; and possession, loss of will, the entity speaks and acts.
Bam. So there you go, guys. You get those three together, man. You got yourself an exorcism about to pop off soon.
Yep. And then symbols matter, guys. So totems, sigils, names grant leverage and consent, even accidental opening of doors. The Warrens win by naming, binding, and then breaking the chains.
Again, guys, these Warrens were big Fleetwood Mac fans, and
Breaking the chains.
they love that song "Breaking Chains" or "Chains." They love that
Wow.
song.
So, guys, we're going to talk a little bit about the timeline and File H, how we arrive at Last Rites, the new movie that just came out. So, why this timeline matters. The finale isn't random, it's the endpoint of a rising profile, the rising pushback, and the rising personal costs. So,
All I gotta say is, I felt like, have they been to Rising Cane? Because I heard a lot of risings going on. I was
Raising
like,
Cane.
Raising Cane or whatever.
Yeah.
I felt like, God damn, that's a lot of raisings.
No, when we sometimes order chicken from a place called Raising Cane's, and it's so funny because every time Johnny says, "Hey, do you want to get a chicken?" He says, "Do you want to get chicken from Cane's?" He always calls it that. It's really funny.
Hey, because I'd be saying rising, and she'd be like, no, it's raising. I'm like, oh, so they'd be raising some canes over there.
So, guys, in 1971, the Perrin farmhouse, The Conjuring, the Warrens go from regional curiosities to national names. First major film canon case anchors the artifact room idea: evil can be contained but never tossed. Then we move on to 1972 to 1974, where Annabelle custody formalizes. Containment protocols and blessing routines start to look like lab procedures. Judy grows up around labels, prayers, and locked cabinets. Remember
And
the doll
Judy,
she
and
let out?
yeah, and Judy is the daughter
Yeah.
of the Warrens. Oh, okay, that's
Remember she?
cool.
Oh. And then 1977, Enfield Poltergeist, The Conjuring 2. The work goes international. Lorraine's versions of The Nun, Shape, Presence, Valak raise the spiritual cost. Media attention spikes.
All over a nun, guys.
All over a nun.
A painting of a nun. Mm-mm.
all over a painting of a nun. Late 1970s, NESPR expands. So that's their obviously their company there. And more clergy referrals, more phone calls, more objects quarantined. The Warrens write and lecture, and skeptics begin to organize publicly because they're starting to get a lot of attention.
Yeah, man. Because I mean, there's a lot of chaos happening.
And then 1981, Arnie Johnson trial, The Conjuring 3, the first unalive defense citing demonic possession. Ed suffers a health crisis. The Warrens' credibility takes a public hit. The church becomes more cautious with its rights, and the press gets bolder. The 1982 to 1985, the slow squeeze. Off screen years mean many investigations, fewer formal exorcisms, and more prove it demands. The artifact room is now a museum of cost. Every tag has a story and a scar. And then we roll into 1986, guys, the Smurl haunting, the Last Rites. So that's the one we're on now.
Hell yeah, man. I'm about to get ready to check right now if Amazon got this so I can watch it right now at home.
They don't. A family reports escalating violence and failed interventions. It's the perfect storm. Older investigators, fragile public trust, hungry media, and a case that won't fit neatly into either camp's narrative. That's why the finale lands here. It tests faith, process, and legacy all at once.
I don't know anything about legacy, but I know that Kobe Bryant has left a lovely legacy. But
Yeah.
R.I.P. to the GOAT.
So, what this placement clarifies by 1986, Ed can't simply bowl through a case. Lorraine can't bear the visions without consequence. Judy and Tony are old enough and close enough to matter. Last Rites isn't just one more demon, it's the audit of everything that the timeline has built. So,
Yeah, you dropping some like premium 93 octane.
so, guys, that brings us to File I inside the artifact room, what it is, how it works, and why it matters.
Hold on.
So, the artifact room isn't a trophy case, it's a quarantine lab for cursed or touched objects, a place to contain, label, and neutralize anything that seems to act as a conduit. So, guys, like we said, don't be going over to Goodwill or the antique store or anything. Buying some weird stuff and bringing it home because you never know what's going to come home with it.
Yeah, so my mom used to always tell me that old wives' tale that if you bring a broom from one place to another, you should just buy a new broom because then,
Really? I didn't know that.
yeah, because then you're just bringing what you had back then, old habits and stuff like that, and that can trickle into your new lifestyle or your
Mhm.
new beginning.
So, I mailed my broom when I moved down here. Is that a bad idea? I'm just kidding. I didn't.
No, but I mean, if you did, I would be like, "Holy crap, dude!" Like
I did. Why would
I
you
was
even do that?
no,
That's
that,
so silly.
I mean, people, maybe
Wow.
so.
That's crazy. I never even knew that.
Yeah.
So, how items get in, guys? Two routes: field retrieval. The Warrens or assisting clergy remove an object that's repeatedly linked to phenomenon after ruling out natural causes. The clergy and law enforcement drop it off. So, items are delivered with paperwork when a parish or police department wants them out of circulation. So, those are kind of the two ways that they get the items into the artifact room.
Oh, so they make sure that the priest lays some holy water and
I guess.
does a little exorcism on the merry-go-round.
And then they have an intake protocol as well. So they photograph and log the item on their arrival date, location, who handled it. They bag and tag it with a unique case ID.
Yeah, I felt like
Oh, here you go. Here's the holy water.
are they the cops? Like these are like cop techniques that they're
Yeah,
doing.
pretty much. They bag and tag it with a unique case ID, initial prayer blessing, sometimes as a salt or holy water perimeter, like you just mentioned.
Like I said, holy water. I
Yeah.
told you.
And then encasement where appropriate. Sometimes they have to put it in a wood or a glass cabinet and lock away the key, like Annabelle.
No, the reason why they had to put on a wood or something is because of Jesus Christ. He was nailed to the wooden. So why you there's that's what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of reasoning behind it.
A lot of religious stuff that
Yeah, a
goes with
lot of like I said, like they said, a lot of
symbolism.
symbolism.
And then they label everything. So they have an object name, origin, suspected function, conduit trigger, the incidents they observed, people affected, clergy consulted, last rites performed, and a wristband that they put on. So they have a wristband for each item, guys, in this museum. They have a green wristband, which means it's residual, it's emotionally loud, but not actively dangerous. So keep it logged and keep it blessed. They have an amber band, which is a conduit. This seems to amplify or attract activity. It's only safe when encased and blessed regularly, so they have to kind of keep it in a cabinet. And then there's a red one, which means provocation or trigger. That one's linked to harm or escalation. Only senior handlers can touch, and they can never remove any of these items out of their cases or anything without a clergy present. So that one maybe could like possess someone or something or start some
So,
stuff.
can you repeat it seems like there's 3 stages. The
Well,
first
3 risks. So green means it's not actively dangerous, but it needs to be kept there and blessed, or it might turn into something more.
right.
So it's basically, green light, and then yellow is amber. So it's like be cautious, and then red is whoa. Make sure you don't mess
Yeah,
around
and
with
I
that
felt
one. Yeah.
like the red one as if, let's say, for example, if you're a mother that is grieving of a lost kid and you would want anything that of a high level because that's he would try to grant something along the lines like which if you watch Abigail, that's what one of the entities did for that family. And that's why they had a possession there and all that. But again, that's I believe that's like a high value uh, type of entity at that moment.
Right. And then some examples of some of the items that are in their museum thing. Tarnished Saint Benedict medal. It's considered an amber. So the yellow, cautious. It's a protective symbol altered with unfamiliar runes. So the hypothesis is a blessing reversed or hijacked. Prayers quiet for a time, but proximity might distress it to awaken. So it's kind of, be cautious of that one. The next one is the cracked choir boy figurine. So that one is marked red slash amber. So reported to sing when a house is empty. Acoustic test inconclusive. Pattern matches oppression stage, and it's encased in blessed weekly. So, use caution, but it could turn into red if it gets triggered, basically.
Damn. So does it go off of music? Is it does or if the house is quiet?
Yeah. Well, it's reported to sing when the house is empty. So that's its whole thing.
Oh,
So.
that's crazy.
And then the next one is a scorched linen scapular. This one is green, but it could possibly turn into amber. So it has wear marks, heat damage. It's found after a failed house blessing. Mostly quiet in storage, but it spikes during anniversaries, and it needs to be treated as a grief linked conduit. So could possibly turn yellow.
So yeah, again, you said that keyword grief, so it can leech on to something. That's where it's just
Yeah.
it's really important that we all get in touch with our emotions and try to keep them in check because at times that makes it very easy for funny guys to kind of take control of situations.
Yeah. And then the last item for just for reference, they obviously have a lot more than this, but the glass locket, it fogs from the inside and it's considered an amber. So, caution. No moisture source, it just fogs, which correlates with the temperature drop and it knocks, I guess. The locket remains sealed and contact with it needs to be gloved, and they log the contact with it as well. So they have a bunch of other stuff in that and the museum items that they've gotten and everything, but
Hey, is that museum still around or did they close it up?
I don't know. I know that. We could Google it.
No,
So
I was just kind of curious because I was like, oh man, that sounds like a cool museum. I wouldn't mind checking out.
so then they have handling rules. So you can never name an entity in the first person when you're alone with the object. You have to use gloves and a prayer before and after handling anything, and no handling it during fasted or weak states. So you can't take, oh, I'm gonna fast for Good Friday or anything, and then go in there and try to mess around with that stuff. And
Damn, that's
then
crazy.
yeah, no returns to the original home. So removal is part of breaking the permission loop. So basically, once it's in their little museum thing, then they don't believe that they can return it back to the rightful owner or back to wherever it came from. And then chain of custody, who moved it, when and where, because if the log is sloppy, the whole file is suspect. So it does sound like really like, what are those places the cops have where they keep all the
Yeah,
evidence and stuff?
yeah,
Yeah,
evidence
it
room
sounds like that.
sound like an evidence room, pretty
Yeah.
much.
So, why the room matters to the story and to the last rites. It's a map of past mistakes and a manual for future fights. Labels tell you what worked and what it cost. For Judy and Tony, it's inheritance you can hold in your hands, responsibility with a key. So, dramatically, the room lets the saga stage procedural horror. So, intake, misstep, escalation, correction. Every object is a cause and effect machine waiting for a scene. So,
Damn, that's crazy.
It's a little bit about that.
So pretty much it's their trophy room pretty much.
Yeah. Of things that could possibly still cause them problems if they
Yeah, if they
if they
don't
let it out.
yeah, if they don't fix it.
And then that takes us to file J, guys. Scarecraft. So, why these movies stick? Yeah, there's no CGI fireworks in these movies, guys. It's a composition and sound do the work. They use wide frames with negative spaces and, let your imagination fill in the rest of it. So, that's why I think it really hits a lot harder than some of the other scary movies or
Yeah,
whatever.
so no, it's pretty much just like what we said on the Jaws one. It was
Yeah.
perception.
Slow push-ins that feel like trespass, doors that close off screen, so you kind of hear it, and then it makes you kind of doubt, did I hear a door close, or maybe there wasn't? The household noises, a clap, a spoon dropping, a chain. The result is fear that travels without translation. So once again, kind of like what they ended up having to do with the Jaws movies, because the animatronics was broken with the shark. They had to just let everybody kind of use their imagination and not really show it, which is what this franchise has done too.
Which is genius.
Yeah.
That's
Cheaper too, you don't have to have all the CGI and you don't have to
right.
have animatronics or
Yeah,
anything.
man.
Just and then everybody gets to use their
Disney could
imagination
learn
again.
from that, man.
Yeah. And then that takes us to File K, guys. Talk a little bit about the Warrens and, their partnership and marriage. So think of their roles as complementary tools that make the investigations function, not as vague soulmates that talk. So Ed is the practical operator. He interviews, researches carpentry level problem solving, uses traps, relic handling, and when needed, leads the rites with clergy. He pushes the case forward. Lorraine is the censor and validator. She locates the patterns, where the presence is strongest, who's most at risk, and what name gives the team leverage. She keeps them from swinging blindly. So together they form, perfect two peas in the pod.
Facts.
They form a closed circuit. So Ed grounds the action in process and protocol. Lorraine reduces the noise and targets the signal. That's why set pieces land, and one advances, the other refines. So in the last rites, this matters more than ever. Ed's health and history puts limits on how hard he can push himself.
Yeah, man. So maybe on this one he may actually say that I have cancer.
I don't know. Lorraine's second site carries heavier emotional costs. And then you enter Judy and Tony, not replacements, but extensions of the circuit, logistics, research, chain of custody, and personal stake. The question the film asks isn't, can they beat one more demon? It's, can the circuit hold under strain, and who's capable of completing it when the originals can't? So, I think they're kind of paving the way for the kids to kind of take over and probably be in the next movie.
That'd
Yeah.
be great. Again, I always believe in you don't want to keep on playing the same roles over and over. Uh, I'm sure you know that most actors and actresses probably have other roles that they can actually do very well at.
Right.
So,
And then file L, guys, believers versus skeptics. The PR war expanded. So every Conjuring case tells two stories at once: what a family lived through inside the house, and then what the outside world decided was really happening. The Warrens always fight on both fronts. So, how a case becomes the record. Inside the home, you have diaries, timestamps, photographs. You have taped knocks, temperature drops, objects moving, injuries documented, and the family's testimony often logged over weeks. Then you have the church channels. A parish priest is contacted, pastoral visits begin. If thresholds are met, harm, blasphemy, persistent phenomena, the case escalates to the diocesan authorities. You'll see letters, affidavits, and psychological screens before a rite is approved. And then you have the Warrens. They'll step in with their protocol. They do interviews, elimination of obvious natural causes. They check for loose vents, animals, plumbing, carbon monoxide, artifact inspection, audio capture, sometimes bringing witnesses to induce a shared observation.
sounds like they just you just call them to just hey man, before you buy this house, hey, did you call the
Right.
Warrens?
Yeah.
Did the Warrens come by this house?
Yeah.
And hey, and going back to talking about the Warrens, hey guys, when going out and buying a house, man, this is coming from the law offices of Johnny Johnson. When buying a home and everything, make sure you bring a dog. I'm not sure if you know this, but dogs can sense evil. So when buying a new home, make sure you bring a dog with you. Bring a friend's dog, bring anybody's dog, but just know, have a dog with you and you would know like, oh, this is my house. Especially if you're buying a house in the Northeast, because we all, if you don't know history, that's the original 13 colonies, and those houses are old as hell. So just want to give you a friendly advice from the law offices of Johnny Johnson. So when shopping for a home, and also stay away from Goodwills and buying hand-me-down items. They may come with curses.
Yeah, true. And then you have the public lens guys. So once a local paper runs a column or a talk show bites, the media narrative hardens, headlines simplified, details get trimmed, the loudest expert wins the clip. Just like nowadays, guys. What proof means depends on the room you're in. In the household, proof is pragmatic. Did it stop? If a right calms the home, that's sufficient evidence for the people living there. In the church, proof is threshold based. Is there a consistent pattern beyond natural explanation, verified by clergy and advisors? Documentation aims at moral certainty, not lab repeatability. In a court or media, proof is adversarial. Claims are pitted against alternate hypotheses, sleep paralysis, collective suggestion, black mold, gas leaks, electrical faults, prank behavior, domestic stressors, until the supernatural reading looks like the least necessary explanation.
So to prove everything, you have to make sure you document like, hey, this kid was just floating literally 6 feet above his bed. So I'm documenting this. Hey, we had a camera inside Shay's room all night. And when she woke up, she had dark bruises on her. Obviously, we had a camera on her all day. So,
Right.
I mean, so with that, is that enough, Judge Shay, to move forward, or do you
It
want
depends on if
more?
you're the church, if you're the media, or if you're the Warrens.
I'm just
I'm
saying,
just
man.
saying. And then why this war matters to Last Rites. So the 1980s were peak talk show America. A family's haunting became a rating segment. Jerry Springer. No.
No, I remember that show, The Medium. That used
Oh
to be
yeah,
all
yeah,
that was like in the 80s. So that I
yeah.
think that's where they're trying to stem all those. And then I think Sally had she always had like those
Sally
medium.
Jesse Raphael.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
So clergy didn't want to look credulous. Skeptics didn't want to look cruel. The Warrens were caught between pastoral urgency. So hurry, help them now, and public optics. Don't get burned again. Last Rite stages that tension. The home needs peace, the church needs prudence, and the public wants spectacle. And all three clocks tick at once.
so the people want spectacles, testicles. Is that what they want?
Pretty much. And then the Warrens' credibility lives or dies on what they keep and how they keep it. Labeled artifacts, logged transfers, who handled what and when.
That's crazy, man. Because I know if me and you were the Warrens, I'd be like, "Hey Shay, did you bag the old monkey with the tambourines and all that?"
Wow.
No, I thought you did that. That's right there is how one of the spirits got away.
Why are you saying we're unorganized?
No, I'm just saying that somehow that's how our conversation will end up, and I'm gonna be like, "Crap."
Wow. And then conversely, over secrecy can look like hiding the ball. The art is sharing enough to protect families and clergy while preserving a verifiable trail.
So just fake names and
It's
like
just like they normally do in normal detective work. They only put out just enough and they keep all the secret stuff behind the scenes until the trial, basically, is what they're saying. Yeah. So that
damn,
they can verify it or
that's
whatever.
crazy.
The takeaway for viewers when you hear true story, ask which room standard is being met household relief, church threshold, or media proof. The Conjuring films work because they put those standards in collision and then ask, what do you believe and why? So that's a little bit about the media
Well, I
focus.
mean, I believe like with the folklore of the Conjuring and the basic knowledge of what we know, how the entities can kind of take control, especially kids, because of their innocence and stuff. How animals can see a person's soul, or dark aura around it. So
Right.
though just those two hold scientific proof on in my opinion. And but I know that when it comes to the courts and I guess in religious circles, they want this. They want you to cross your t's, dot your i's.
Right.
But
Yeah. So the last file, guys, file M. This is the Easter eggs and cross threads. So Valak is hidden in Conjuring 2. He's in bracelet beads, fridge magnets, schoolroom letters before he's even named. Did you know that?
Honestly, I didn't even know that.
Oh,
That's something new. Well, I mean, again, if anybody has ever got a chance to watch Harry Potter, just like Voldemort, he split himself into multiple items and stuff.
right.
So
And then Father Perez links Annabelle to La Llorona.
La Llorona.
Newspaper clippings in one film often foreshadow the next. I didn't know that either. That was something I learned when I was doing my research.
And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe.
And then Artifact Room reappears with new placards as the universe grows. Watch the labels and the placements, guys.
Oh no, I wasn't saying anything. I'm
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
man.
Thought you were. So, guys, that takes us into we're gonna do a skinny dive into the Conjuring Last Rites without any spoilers, of course. So, what the movie's actually
Oh
about?
wait, hold on.
So, what it's actually about, guys, spoiler free. It's set in 1986 after the grueling 1981 case. The Warrens are physically and spiritually worn out. The Smurl haunting, escalating violence, foul odors, failed rites, and a media circus forces them back into the breach. The film frames a farewell without shutting the door. Judy and Tony move from the staircase into the investigations. So, before when they're little kids, they're just kind of always looking at their parents. Probably thought their parents were crazy for a while. Raising
Crazy.
the real succession question: who holds the key when the key holders can't? So, themes to listen for: belief versus proof. What counts as evidence after a decade of doubters? Inheritance, passing on a calling without passing on the trauma. And the quiet faith, less thunderbolt, more candlelight, the courage to stay in the room.
Damn, that's crazy.
So, that's a skinny dive into it without giving any spoilers out,
Now
guys.
there you go. We dipped the toe in there.
So basically, I think what they're doing is they're passing the torch to the next generation so they can continue making their $300 million movies for the next 20 years.
Again, they already have 10 movies out right now. So I just want to say like that's enough.
Well, maybe they'll make a movie and put it in the vault like that other movie we found.
You mean Grizzly too?
No, the John Malkovich one, remember?
Oh yeah,
He's gonna
just
put
wait.
it
Yeah, so our kids can wait to go watch that.
he put
Sweet,
it in the vault for 100 years, guys. And then they're
sweet.
gonna get it out. And I asked Johnny, I was like, can they go to that movie? And he was like, what? I'm not even gonna be alive.
Yeah, I know, right? Unless like I'm gonna be like a zombie or something,
Wow.
or like I make a deal with a demon or something, and I just like live forever like that. I'm like, well, I just wanted to live to watch this movie, and then once I watch the movie, I die right there.
Okay, you ready for your content?
Oh yeah. So right off the bat, guys, I just want to give a order of how you want to watch these movies. You want to first watch The Nun because The Nun takes place in 1952. You're gonna watch also number two will come in line with Annabelle Creation because it takes place in 1955, and then coming in number three would be The Nun 2, which takes place in 1956, and then you have Annabelle, which is 1967, and then you have the first which started this whole universe, The Conjuring in 1971. Then from there, you're going to move on over to number six, which is Annabelle Comes Home, coming in 1972. And then the number seven, which is the seventh child they don't speak of, The Curse of the La Llorona. This
The
comes in at
redheaded child.
the redheaded child that we speak of from 1973. Then coming in number eight is the Conjuring number two, which takes place in 1977. And then in number nine, the Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, 1981 joint. Coming in last, that came out Friday, September 5th, 2025, was actually The Conjuring, The Last Rites, which takes place in 1986, which is the same year your boy Johnny was born.
And guys, there'll probably be 10 more movies, so we'll get that order too once they come out.
Yeah.
Kidding.
Again, I love them, but there's gonna be a point that I'm just gonna check out. It's gonna be the equivalent of me watching the Fast and Furious. Like, yeah, I'm gonna check out, dude. I'm just gonna wait until that hits my streaming service, and I'm just gonna go ahead and watch that. So
So that brings us to the bonus content of the
Well, that was
video.
my
Yeah,
boner
you have
content.
yours. Are you gonna start doing your own
No, no,
boner content?
no, no, no.
But are you gonna start
I
having your own section now on
Yes,
every video?
okay, but
That'd be
what?
really cool.
Okay, that would be awesome. But geez, I was so excited.
Because
I'm gonna
okay,
make it
guys, we're gonna start
creepy.
bonus content. So page 13, we're gonna crack it open. So 5 sealed Warren files that could power a phase 2 of or a docu-thriller strand or a spin-off, each a tight log line you can visualize now. So the Snedeker house is possibly number 1. A grieving family in a former funeral home, anomalies logged, faith tested, courtroom stakes baked in. So number 2 is Smurl aftermath, headlines versus home videos, a skeptic believer skeptic believer two-hander where both could be right and both could be wrong. Sorry.
I just loved how you said two-hander. I was like, oh my god.
Wow. South End werewolf, possession or lycanthropy as a metaphor for addiction and rage, sensational case with a paper trail. And number 4, Annabelle chain of custody, from confiscation to casework to display, procedural horror about the risks of handling evil like evidence. And then number 5, Donovan family, a lesser known poltergeist file with room to build fresh lore around one unforgettable object. So, guys, those are the possible options that we have cracked open for you. And our green light pick is the Snedeker house, a clean witness trail, domestic claustrophobia, and the kind of moral gray area this universe thrives on.
Well,
Did you like any of them?
those sound very informative and makes me want to really watch this movie now because I kind of want to find out what the hell's gonna happen. But again,
I think they're going to pass it down to the kids, and then they're just going to continue on, like I said, making 10 more of these $300 million movies.
well, I mean, it's the last one starts and ends in 1986, but remember the main guy he passed away. God bless his soul in 2007, I believe. So I mean, they could keep on going like that. I don't know if they. It's kind of like the mini adventures of the Warrens. I just would like to say that I would like to see this movie, and I am gonna probably watch another Conjuring movie because after deep diving and doing a little research, I want to get a refresher because when I do go see The Last Rites, I will be wearing my rosaries.
Really?
I don't know, because something might happen.
Okay, weirdo.
I'm just saying, things can happen.
Oh, that's good to know. I have a rosary hanging up in there too.
Oh, okay, so you're gonna bring yours too? We're gonna have a rose off.
Sure. But outside of that, nothing else really too exciting to cover today, unless you have
Other
more
than
stuff.
Shay will be sure to show a little short video of our new setup of the new video of how we have everything kind of a little set up, right, Shay?
If you take it for me.
Okay, well, I will be on that duty. So if you see very great quality of a video, it's from my phone.
Yeah, we got a new screen in the middle here for our podcast so we can see all the cameras and stuff. And then like I mentioned, I think I mentioned it at the beginning. I'm not sure because we did take 2, but
Yo, not the candy bar, right? Because Take Two candy bar was a shit, dude.
we got 3 new Sony cameras, so we don't have to keep using our iPhones and switching them in and out.
And guess what? Guess which Sony one looks different than the others?
Yeah, he made a joke. So they're the same. It's the same camera, but he got 2 black cameras and then he got like 1 white camera for me.
One would say it's I did an Oreo effect.
Well, no, because if that was the
No,
case, the
no,
white one would be in the middle. But you put
maybe
the
it
white
may,
one on me. It's
may,
very racist, guys. That's all I'm going to say about that.
ma'am, I cannot be racist because first things first, I love chicken and I love watermelon.
Wow. He never talks about his Puerto Rican side, which his mom always gets so bad about
Hey,
on these
hey, hey,
videos,
hey.
guys.
Well,
She's always like, "Oh, he ever talks about his being black? You know, he is half Puerto Rican."
and I love my rice and beans.
It's just really funny. Hopefully, she watches this video to the end so she can laugh about that.
No, she will. She'll, you know what she does? She just fast forward just like everyone else does. Let's go to the end.
Thanks for joining us for The Conjuring, guys. Hopefully, you learned some stuff about the Conjuring franchise and how awesome and profitable it has been for that little horror family.
Well, listen, the only thing I'm going to tell you guys is to make sure on my end of everything is when buying a home, one, make sure you
Rent a
to
dog.
to check the house out. Two, make sure that you don't bring your old broom from your old place or anything, because then you're just gonna bring old stuff, and then your house is gonna start looking all haunted and everything. And then the third and final thing you got to look out for too is make
Don't go to
sure
Goodwill.
don't go to Goodwill to buy clothes, because there might be stuff attached to it. Just be careful. That's all I just want to say, guys. So I just want to say, be safe. I'll see you on the next.
He'll see you. I won't be here.
We will see you on the next one. On the next episode. So we are going to peace out.
Bye, guys.
Peace out.